Okay, and we are live. All right, guys, we're out here again, 10 o'clock live broadcast. This time, I guess we'll just talk about what's going on. Um, I'll wait till I get some viewers, but probably going to be busy here next few weeks, and probably not going to go live for a while because next weekend I have something going on. And then after that, not quite sure, it's Memorial Day weekend. And then I have to go have some more surgery done in my mouth in the last week of this month. So, a lot going on. Morning. Okay, we're getting some. Morning, generation. Gun nut. Glad we got some people here. All right. Like I was saying, now we have some participants. I have a lot of things coming up here on the weekend of the 18th, which I believe is next weekend. I lose track of time so easy now, it ain't funny. Um, we're gonna I'm gonna be interviewed by the battlefield curator. It's kind of me. He lives in the next state over from me, so it's a bit of a drive for him to get here. We're nothing too, nothing you can't handle on a Saturday. Um, and he wished to interview me on Carcano rifles. So this is going to be interesting. Morning, Joe. We'll be in uh, Cobalt Light Industry, my garage. We'll do the interview there. And I believe, I don't know, I have to see. I told him, tell me how you want to run this. Give me some sort of transcript because everything I do is on the fly. Okay. I may want to discuss a particular weapon or item or something. I take it out, think about what the hell I'm going to say, and just make the video. There is no script or Corey, whatever the hell. I just do it on the fly. And I said, if you're going to come and ask all these questions or whatever, give me an idea of what you're going to ask me, because a lot of times people just ask me this real tricky technical question about something out of the blue. And depending on how late I stayed at the American Legion the night before, and that, it's difficult for me to answer these questions. It's just like a machine or something. And people kind of just don't get that. It's like when I try to think of the powder numbers of a gunpowder, okay? How many numbers are there in the IMR lineup alone? Not talking about Hodgdon and accurate. These numbers are close and they swirl around your head. I can't remember them unless I look at the damn thing or check with a load manual to have the exact number in there. See the info on the powder shortage of restrictions being placed on things from the line. No, please elaborate. Gun Nut 337 Magnum. Please tell me what did you see the info on powder shortages and restrictions? Okay, like I said, I do other. I don't like sit and watch this, but if you could please elaborate or where you got the info or where you seen it, that's why I have these chats because I don't know. Okay, that sounds pretty serious to me. What do you got here, my friend? Yeah, well, see, that's another problem. Okay, like I said, um, even though PPUs raised the price on its ammunition, like 8x56. PPU reloads a lot of military calibers. They do reload the Carcano, but they use a stupid small diameter bullet, so that's the only worthwhile thing to reload, okay, is 6.5 Carcano. You can get 303 British from them. You can get the 7 point whatever the hell Argentine. You can even get the French round, which that's once you get like 100 pieces of brass, you load that like a 308 cartridge with a little bit lighter bullet, and you get a set of Lee dies, which work fine. That's what the hell I have. And you can reload the 7.62 French all day long, and it's pretty simple. But granted, the problem comes down to instead of paying 5 cents a primer, you're going to be paying 15 cents a primer. And the powder, the difference between $25 a pound to $70 or $80 a pound, okay? Like I did the thing with the bullets. 20 bullets cost $7.40, and you throw in the powder, it'd be 35 cents a charge, depending on the size of the case and caliber. That's why I've been doing cast bullets, because I'm only using about 20 grains of powder as compared to a standard high-powered rifle on average. Okay, is basically filling the capacity up. So you're anywhere from 40 to 50 grains within that thing, and that's why I've been doing a lot of work with cast bullets, because then we're into the 19 to 20, 21 grains of powder. Okay, so that's kind of why I'm doing it. All right, so yeah, announcement came directly from Powder Valley website. All right, so you guys go to Powder Valley. I mean, it's easy to find. Matter of fact, maybe I'll go and do a quick search right at this moment, and I can read to you. Powder Valley, weekly deal, clear. All right. I am looking for, might as well go to smokeless powders. Boom. Yep, we'll look it up and see. Like I said, I kind of have given up on this nonsense. I do not see a notice. Okay. Gun safes, manufacturers rebates. Let's try the blog. They have a blog. Everybody has a blog now. Okay. Announcement came directly. Okay. Yeah, because nitrocellulose shortage is because we boycotted China, and China makes like 80-90%. Easier to find there on Facebook page. All right, yeah, that's right. It's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all, and thank you for bringing that up, Joe. Okay, let me go to blogs. All right, if that's the case, I already mentioned that. I'm not going to look for that. So you guys that go to blogs, go on Facebook and all this, go and see if you can look this up. But I knew that was coming because before they made the announcement, all right, people were saying, hey, look, what they're doing is they're boycotting or putting sanctions against China and Russia. China supplies us, I don't know, what 95% of everything we sell on the retail market. Okay, you know, and where the small things are is what you don't notice is China doesn't supply us with gunpowder. China supplies us with the main ingredient needed to fabricate or manufacture this. Same with tungsten, and I forget what the hell else. Russia supplies, you know, a very high percentage of the world fertilizer. Okay. So when you put sanctions against them, now we don't have fertilizers to grow crops anywhere. Okay. And it's not that the price goes up, that probably does. It's just how many tons. It's like when you look at nickel, when China had that building boom in 2008, 9. Okay. If you go, and like I said, the precious metals, if you looked at lead and if you looked at nickel, now, these are not things that they make money out of, or you don't have coins made out of nickel. Well, we do have coins made out of nickel. Our silver money is nickel based, but you don't buy bars of nickel, and you buy bars of lead to melt into bullets. Okay, but the price of it went up. Lead. I remember a time people used to give you lead away, give it away. They didn't want it in their house or in their garage or where. They just wanted to get rid of it. They had no use for it. Now, decent lead is, to find good stuff that's clean and you can actually cast the bullet out other than God knows what with whatever in it, which turns into giant mushy lumps of shit that don't cast a bullet. You're paying $4, $4.50 a pound for good stuff. Okay. Nickel was another thing. I forget what, and it's used in stainless steel. Okay. So when you went to the same place I look at gold and silver, you looked at what the hell nickel was um, per ton or something or whatever. And there was a way you could figure out by the pound. When China had that building boom, nickel went up 6 or 8 times per, the value of it. And it made everything expensive. And actually, to this day, that last shop I worked in, all the stainless steel is kept separate. You got to wash the damn machine out, clean it all out. You put all the stainless in one thing, and that is valuable. That is, they come, they take it, they weigh it, they take it away, and you get money back from the chips and that from stainless steel. So when they put sanctions, like we're talking here with the gunpowder, it's not so much that the price is going to go up, but when you tell these bastards that they can't send you it and they're sending 80% of the world's supply to you and you got a sanction that cuts that off, you don't have a problem of inflation or you don't have a problem that it's harder to get, the stuff like they used to play this game. You're not going to get it, period, because the material needed to manufacture it is no longer allowed to come in. All right. It's not that it went away. It's not that it's no longer being made. It's just we're not allowing the people making the majority of the world's supply to do business with us, which is crazy. And that's what's destroying this country. And I guarantee you, if there is any domestic production of this, the government has total control over all of it. All right, while we make more shells for the war in Ukraine, All right. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Sunday, everyone. All right. Jared. So, yeah, this is, I kind of heard about that. But honestly, like I said, I don't sit on the forums and that I've had a lot of things going on. And, like I made this chat today to discuss this For those of you now, we got some people here. I started to talk about it at the beginning. Are any of you guys familiar with the Battlefield Curator? It's a fella has a channel on YouTube, and he's gone to the CMP, and he's gone down there, interviewed him. He went to Royal Tiger and got in the back room and made a video where he interviewed them people and looked at the stuff they have and all this. And he kind of says, you can get some things from Royal Tiger. I guess the M1 carbines were okay. They have M1 Garands, and to what extent they are is probably on average with whenever the surplus would come over from Korea back in the 80s, probably the same quality. That, just used guns. So this individual contacted me. He sent me an email and I knew who he was, and I believe I friended him on Facebook and that. There's several guys. Another one that I'm friends with on Facebook is, if you ever watch any of the military programs, Marty Morgan is considered a military historian or something. He befriended me and I get to see him. He travels all over the world doing whatever he does. I don't know. It's but yeah, some people that you see a lot on the television and I friended him over the years. But the Battlefield Curator, he called me. Yeah, look it up, Battlefield Curator. He does a lot of surplus stuff. He talks about them, much like Readiness Review. He tells you who's selling what currently, and tells you who's got stuff in stock, like AIM or whatever. And he talks a lot about surplus guns. He's had a lot of videos like that, and I've watched him over the years. But anyway, he contacted me and he said, "Hey," and again, he goes into other, I'm on Facebook and some of the groups there and collecting guns, but I'm not in to all of the venues like Instagram and whatever. I have an account, but I don't do anything per se on these other platforms of communication, okay, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But yeah, so he contacted me and he said, you do a lot of work with the Carcanos, and I do have a collection, and he said, I'd like to interview you on, like a Saturday afternoon, just set up this stuff. And I talked to him about it a couple months ago, and he said he'd wait till he gets some time and he can come down here. And come down, sit with me in the garage where I do a lot of the work. I said, we'll set up down there. Excuse me. Shit. Pollen and allergies. Went to an auction, picked up 6mm surplus, going for pretty good prices. A rare type 38 Arasaka. I remember a time when people did not collect Japanese guns that much. But anyway, so he's going to drive down, and he wishes to talk or have an interview or whatever, in depth in Carcano, rifles and ammunition. And the main reason, he said, is a lot of the people that follow him are into mil surplus. He must be attracted, he must have a demographics with much more younger people. I have problems in communicating with individuals whose heads are like a fucking sieve. Okay, so yeah, I got issues with a lot of younger people, and they kind of don't like me. But he he wishes to interview me, and you know, wants me to explain Carcanos, how they work, the ammunition needed, and that, and dispel some myths and misconceptions that are general topics, but that is about any weapons platform, from way back in the 1800s to the current ones that we have now. Do you think for the average person we have to carry a firearm every day? A lot of that, okay, I'm going to tell you, Nick, about that. Let me finish about the interview and that. So I guess that's what he's going to do, and it's going to be a series of questions, discuss it. I am going to have examples from my collection down there in the rack. So we probably will be looking through my collection and whatever questions he has on different types or models. And that we'll talk about ammo. I will have the two main reference books out there, and hopefully this will come off and be a decent thing. I'll get some other viewers to check things out. And I've got hundreds of videos that I've made over the past, it's getting close to 2011, 21, yeah, 10, the past 12, 13 years, the ones that haven't been shut down. But there's a lot of videos out there, me explaining these rifles and shooting them. So it should work out well for everybody. Um, you know, um, but that's coming up. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I asked him, you know, how we're going to do this. And basically, he has to drive a few hours, about half a day or so. We get here, and he's going to set up his lighting and camera, and I'll have everything arranged in the garage. So I'm going to be busy next weekend. I have to get stuff out of the collection, out of storage and secure place, and get it to where we can have it. Get the books, get everything squared away, flush all my garage pets out, whatever they are, lizards, birds, cats. Found a damn stray cat, feral cat in there, lounging around in my garage when I was working this week. Uh, and he ate my salamanders, and they eat the brown recluse spiders that crawl around in there. So he ate all my damn salamanders, that little jackass. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a project, and his work's good, so it's his show. He's making the interview or the video about me. I guess all I have to do is answer the questions, show off some guns, and speak. Uh, so we'll see how that all works out. And that's, actually, it's pretty cool. People want to interview me. I never thought that. But, we'll see how it all goes. And probably I'm going to be tied up with all of this stuff. Let's see this. So next weekend, we're not going to have a live. So let's look here. And again, okay, concealed carry. Okay, Jared. You got a split in the toe of the stock. You want to. I found if you go get Brownell's Acroglass, it's the glass bedding compound. That stuff, when you mix it, okay, once that stuff hardens, forget about grinding or anything. You could go on Amazon and get some glue syringes. They look like, just a syringe. Or if you could get the split up, a toe split like that, depending how carbon stock begins the bottom screw hole, only about 3 inches forward. Acroglass can pretty much hold it, but they also sell at Brownells. There's a screw. It's a brass screw. Okay. I had a rifle. It was broken clean off at the stock. A Dutch or Norwegian Craig in 8mm. It was somebody went and broke them all, is what they did, and then somebody bought them and put a wood screw through the wrist, so it was broken right at the wrist, clean, 100%. I took that, clamped that with Acroglass, and I believe I made a video doing that. And then what you got to do is you got to kind of line it up, clamp it down, and you drill these small holes through. All right. And then you take, it's a threaded brass rod with a point, but you got to be careful. You either got to go through and cut it off, or if you go like in inches, make sure you know the depth and screw that thing in. Don't go too far because you start to split the wood when it hits bottoms out. Put a little bit of that goo on there, and you got to do this quick because I think you only got like 4 minutes for this stuff starts to set. Shoot them screws in there, leave them hanging out. You know, even if they're hanging out that much, they're like 6 inches long, 4 or 6 inches long. That will draw the wood together. And with that Acroglass on there, once it dries, you saw them off and gently file them. You can probably even grind down or something in there and cover them up to where you can't see them, but leaving them there, I don't care because I know the damn thing's broken. I ain't trying to hide the fact that it's broken. But I had that gun with 2 or 3 of them screws in the wrist, and I took it out and shot that gun, and it's solid as hell. It don't look real good. You could see where the stuff kind of run out, that it's glued, but you can do that. So that might be a way. If it's split like that, you probably want to wedge it so it pulls out a bit, you know, for clamp it towards together. Drill that hole in through there instead of getting wooden dowels and, you know, you got to drill a huge hole and pound them in and all the other. Use them screws. Just make sure that you know where the bottom is and don't go no further. And shoot that screw in there after you put the Acroglass, clamp it, shoot through that hole, then just take it out of the chuck and leave it there. And then in the end, you can go and just cut that off, wipe off all the excess adhesive or fiberglass, whatever it is, and then saw that off, and you should be good to go. They ain't never going to come apart. Okay, now back to Nick. Again, I've mentioned this about concealed carry many times. And when I was doing a lot of work with those guns, a lot of it comes to where you live, in the environment you're in, and even the state where you live and the environment is different. Okay. I happen to live in a place in North Carolina where my home is outside of the city. Basically, it's a 10, 15-minute drive to anything from my development, and that's the way it is. There are no, you know, like the nearest gas station is a 10-minute ride, and you can get a gallon of milk or something. And then if you go down another couple minutes, another mile down the road, there's a Dollar General, and that has food and all kinds of things. I've noticed that where I live, there's little Dollar Generals or Family Dollar or whatever the hell you want to call them in here. And because it's like the city of Pleasant Garden itself, I don't think it's got a supermarket in the city limits, okay, or township. You'd have to drive, but if you drive right outside at the very edge, you're right on the border of Greensboro or on the highway, and there's everything there. There's Lowe's, Lumberyard. There's a Starbucks coffee. There's a Walmart Supercenter, shoe store, everything, and so it's where I live. It's weird, and that's where you get that 15, 20 minute drive. But I'm right there in the city. Okay. Uh, I really don't stay out past dark anymore. If I go into town like today to go see my friends, I'll go in the afternoon down to the Legion and sit there and talk to everybody for an hour or two. And then I head home, eat dinner, sit on the porch, and go to sleep. So I'm not out in the evening. And usually when me and the wife go, like say grocery shopping, and we go basically on the weekends early in the morning before anybody gets up. So by 10, 11 o'clock, we're finished with all running errands and getting stuff and come back home because it's less people and things like that. Most of your incidents where you would really need a concealed carry gun, okay, will be probably, well, I can't really say that. There's incidents in broad daylight anywhere you friggin' go nowadays, okay? And yes, there have been on the one area in Greensboro, and actually it's the more upscale neighborhoods in that they have had robberies in broad daylight with stores where guns were drawn at 11 o'clock, in the morning, close to noon. There were armed robberies when the place was crowded with people and everyone's freaking out. There were two carjackings and one at 7 in the morning. A car pulls up, three guys with pistols gets out, walks up to this fellow pumping gas, and they say they pistol whipped him and took his car. And then that was at 7 or 8 in the morning on the other opposite end of town at another gas station at 11 o'clock in the morning on a very busy intersection road. The same thing happened again. An individual was pumping gas, car pulls up, three, four guys get out with pistols, start an argument, beat the piss out of the person, get in the car and drive the hell away. I don't know if they ever solved the crime or not. That was about 6 months ago. So it does happen around where I live. I guess Charlotte's 1,000 times worse, and God only knows what goes on in Raleigh. But something like that, my wife got terrified because this isn't late at night or in a bad neighborhood where there's gang activity or something like that. One was right on the main thoroughfare and the other one was in an upscale section of town, okay, where you really don't have any of this weird crime stuff. So you never know, okay, and it's a personal thing of carrying the gun, and again, how is this looked upon where you live? Okay, where I am, a lot of people carry conceal. A lot of people have a concealed carry permit, and there are rules. You're not supposed to go out bar hopping wearing a gun, but God only knows half the people in the bar probably do have one on them. The owner does at all times. Okay, that I do know. But how it all kind of works out. Like for me, I don't carry the gun on my person per se, okay? But it's right there with me in the vehicle where I can get my hand on it pretty friggin' quick if I have to. Because about the only time somebody that probably attacked me or something is at an ATM or something like that, okay? See, even if I go to a convenience store or a gas station, generally I just stop, pay with my debit card, pump the gas, get right back in the vehicle, and leave again. And it depends how the crime is. Some places you go to, crime is a lot worse than here. It happens where I live, but not to the degree of some places where you go, where it does. Okay. They do rob convenience stores, and actually, there was an incident where a police officer seen these people stealing beer. And when he was off duty and he was sitting there getting something, when he seen him just take the beer and leave, he went out to the car. And of course, he's got his badge and his gun off duty. And he approached these people. And they were, in their 20s. He goes, hey, you stole a beer. Now I'm going to make a phone call, give it back or something. They shot him over a 12-pack of friggin' beer. Killed him. I mean, that's crazy. And another thing, when you're asking concealed carry, it's like they warn you in the class, mind your own business. Yeah, I got a gun, and like there's several other channels. Say you're at a convenience store, somebody just starts shooting, or a grocery store. There's been several things at a damn grocery store. Somebody gets out of the car with a rifle and starts shooting all the people at the checkout. What do? Okay. And it's like the one guy said, yeah, you can shoot the person, stop them. You will save lives. But depending on where you live and how they look at this, how politically and how this would all come about, like that kid up there in wherever the hell it was during the protest, shot them two jokers. I mean, that was horrible. What the hell happened? Okay, you're going to be the center of the national news and the political things and death threats and this guy's life. I'm a little too old to be involved in such things. But will it make it worse? I think when people carry concealed and the criminals know it, it kind of lowers it, because there's several people that said that they've had to use their concealed carry weapon. And one guy, in most of these encounters, they did not discharge the gun. The guy said he was out on a date with his girlfriend, went down an alleyway, and these group of people come, and the guy's threatening to kill him, rape him, and he just reached in, pulled out the gun, and just held it. When he pulled the gun out, they stopped and they left. Okay. There's an awful lot of incidents like that. Okay, you probably won't hear about. But I'd have to say, and the way things have gotten, yes, carrying a gun on your person probably is better. It gives you a better chance of surviving. And if more people do it and it becomes known, and like I said, you don't have to shoot no one. Just when somebody approaches you and starts verbally giving you shit, just pull the damn thing out. And a lot of times that's all you need. They keep moving. And once they start seeing that this happens more than once, it may curtail it. Of course, bloodthirsty psychopaths, that ain't gonna work. It's just, and there's no way of telling. Can't see the future. You can't read every situation 100% how it's gonna go. But probably, to answer your question, yeah, it probably is better for more people to have a concealed carry gun than not. Okay, my way of looking at it, but because things are getting much worse. Okay, now you really don't want people with concealed carry weapons at these friggin' demonstrations and riots and all this other stuff. Okay, and really, I believe all the laws and rules, you're not supposed to be carrying a weapon to any type of religious function, public or political demonstration, or anything like that. Yeah, Tim, that's about the way it goes. And really things are not good. Another thing I've been doing is, now that I'm retired, I have to watch what my investments and everything, and I watch the markets, and it is so confusing and it's so corrupt and crooked. Okay, like I said, I put money in a 401k and it's gone up, almost got wiped out. I've lost 70% what the hell I had in there back in 2000, 2001. All right. And, you know, I tried to build it up over the years working. I was working overtime. I was working 6 days a week, 10, 11 hours a day. And you put the money in there. And if I probably put it in a savings account, okay, in a savings and not touched it, I'd be way better off and have more money. Okay, even though they tell you that is not the thing to do. Okay, so here's another thing, you guys a little bit younger. If all your financial advisors and these fucking crooks tell you this is bad, don't do it. Do it. Okay, take that from an old man. Do it. When I'm all telling you don't do this, inflation will eat it away, you'll get screwed, and all this other stuff, nah, do it. You're lying to your friggin' teeth. Yeah, that's right. Uh, Megabait. Okay. What I bought is that foolish um, Sky pistol, the 9mm. I bought one of them years ago when they first come out. It used to be spelled like the vodka. And that damn gun was accurate as hell. Okay. I could shoot it. And it was deadly accurate. Something about it was one of the engineers from Caltech left, set up this company, and he was the guy in charge of the barrel. The barrel and the way it mounted in that gun was great. But the way they made that double action thing, that spring in that, when they assembled that and pulled it back, you screwed the spring up somehow that made it unreliable. And when you got it, they gave you a manual that had like half the ammunition on the market they told you not to use in there. Okay, especially the inexpensive stuff. This one I got, a lot of people hate them. The salesman at Sportsman's Warehouse takes one and snaps the rear sight off. Goes, you want to buy something like this? Well, you know, first of all, yeah, the sight's plastic and the set screw. I could sit there with a hammer and take that Glock or one of them HKs and smash their sight off. Okay, yeah, you can push it off with your thumb because it's a piece of soft plastic. And I said, if you're talking about from here to 4 feet away, do you even need sights? You know, that's when you can shoot from the hip. Okay, because when you go get your concealed carry permit, they make you shoot at a full size silhouette target. At least this guy did, 3 feet away from the target, or something like that, or 4 foot. You know, it was like this. You know, this close. Okay, if you miss a full size silhouette like that, that's when they disqualify you. CDS only. But yeah, and like Megabait's saying, you know, I don't think I paid $200 for that gun. So if I had to use it, or there was an incident and the police were involved in that, okay, they take it, fine. And if I never see it again, or it gets tied up and whatever the hell and it's gone, that's why you kind of lean against something like that. Like all these guys, oh, I have a SIG and I paid $600 instead of $750 and everything else. Yeah, great. You know, you shoot somebody with it, you might not ever see it again, or it gets stolen. They had one guy, there was a video, one guy, open carry. He walks into a convenience store, he's getting a sandwich and a drink, and he's walking up to the counter, and this other guy just walks up behind him, reaches over, yanks the gun out of the holster, and runs out of the store. His gun's gone, you know, because he was doing open carry. Because this state was arguing of just eliminating everything and just open carry, concealed carry, whatever, because they said you don't need to have a license or anything to open carry. You know, and that's legal. So That's a big debate. But all right, Brent, thank you for becoming a member. And Shady Grady, man, CBS only. Don't understand the abbreviation. Yes, Brent. Good morning. Come as a surprise. Yeah, concealed carry is tough. You know, there are some places you can't do it. Some states. I know New York State's so restrictive, and I guess in Chicago you're not supposed to own a handgun or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. When you look at guns, like I said, this certificate of deposit. Yeah, that's right. CDs. That's what I did. I put it all in there. I gave up on the market because it's so erratic. And the minute I put all my money in CDs, which ain't a lot, so that's why I can't lose any of it. Um, the stock market went up. The retirement fund thing I was in went up. Then it went down. Then it went up. Just like if any of you guys follow the metals, okay, gold's going up. And they had this guy from the Harvard Law School that said, this is insane. Okay, you have to realistically look at it. And when you go on YouTube, there's a lot of these influencers or something, all these people saying that silver's going to go up $50, $100, gold is going to go up to, $10,000 uh, an ounce or something. It's going to be impossible for anyone to own gold. I doubt that. Okay, really. And like the one guy said, it's going to go up. And he goes, chances are when it all comes crashing down, it's all going to come down. Yeah. And that's the way it goes. They called it the Vegas attitude. Yeah, and that's another thing going back to the concealed carry. Uh, yeah, places you need to carry are the ones all got signed. Don't come in here with a concealed gun. And I forgot. It was like they had a story. A guy went to the movie theater and went and bought some popcorn. When his jacket moved, they seen the gun, and then he went to sit down and watch the movie. Police come in and got him because he was in a gun-free zone or some shit. Um, just forgot. So that's the ins and outs. Of course, they closed the only movie theater I ever went to, or the Mega Theater. We had one we used to like to go to. That's been sealed up because of health reasons. And it was closed for all come back. Yeah, it's a tough call. And the thing is, you really don't know when it comes to the concealed carry. You'd like to just say, and even with me, it's kind of a pain in the ass to have the gun on you at all times. You know, because if you look at what you got, like I like the Tauruses. I know a lot of people hate them, can't stand them because they want a gun that works 100%. And the Tauruses are kind of the way they're designed are kind of they can be problematic. And there are ways that I've improved them and changed them around to make them work. And some people, it should do that, be warranted right out of the box. And I'm like, then buy a uh, You know, buy a Glock, or not a Glock. Well, Glocks ain't cheap either. You know, Sig or one of them like that, where you're paying $700-800. Bought a lot of it too, even at Sky. Damn thing, the last video I made, I just took it out and fired some rounds through it. And I was using the rest of the box of the ammo. I think it was a reload. And what it is, and I'll tell you guys, you know, it's just my opinion. Anything that says range and training, I bought some of that Norma range and training. And if you look at the brass and measure it with calipers, you know, actual ones, you'll see however they formed it, the rims and the groove where your extractor goes, they're misshapen. Like, it isn't as sharp and clean. Like if you look at something made by Winchester, something made by even at, the hell is it, Blazer brass case. Okay, you can see the way the brass is formed and shaped in that, it's sharper than that. This is like the edges are rounded, not very uniform. And if you read the box, it says that this ammunition is assembled in America, but made with foreign components or components from God knows where. All right. And another thing too, it was cheap. And Norma is a world-class manufacturer of ammo. Even though it has a Norma head stamp in there, it does not look like it was made by Norma, overseas Norma. You know, unless there's some company here that is a subsidiary and is stamping the Norma name on it. But if it says range and training, I would stay the hell away from it. Okay. Like I said, Blazer brass. There's guns I have, it works in all of them fine. 115, 124. Okay, the PT92AFs, those are made on Beretta's equipment. Okay. I guess down there in Brazil or whatever, they made a deal where they made pistols and Beretta come and set the factory up. So the equipment they're using to make those Taurus guns is Beretta equipment and tooling in their whole process. It was made under license. Okay. And if they hold the specs and they replace the tooling and shit and do everything according to the specifications, you know, other than cheating on the materials, same quality as a Beretta. Because I've seen one of them, and a friend of mine had one. They are a nice gun, an older one, an older stainless one. He's had it for a while. They are a nice gun. But I really don't like the 92s. I had one. I'm one of the people that gun just does not fit in my hand. Now I bought a Beretta 51, which is a totally different story. Even with all the bizarre mag release and the cross bolt safety and that, I can shoot that damn thing, and I mean I don't miss with it. And that gun never jammed on me. You know, you never know. And when you find a gun that works 100%, I don't care who made it. I don't care if it ain't got a maker's name on it. If it works good, you can shoot it, and it's reliable, and it shoots whatever the hell at me, you keep it. Simple as that. You know, and it could be a Taurus, it could be a Beretta, it could be a Smith, God knows what. Just if you find one that works, shoots well, my advice is never sell the damn thing. All right. Yeah, guys. So, like I said, this is probably going to be the last chat we have. because like I said, next weekend is going to be busy for me. Going to do this interview, and we'll see when we'll get back to it or what's going to happen. Let me see what says at least half the stores in Hickory. Yeah, New York and New Jersey are tough. Uh, but yeah, see the no gun signs in Hickory. See, you get too many tourists down there. And so, again, like I said, your area, you really don't see a lot of those no gun signs out in the country here where I am. I don't think you see them. Of course, I don't know. I don't even look at them. I ain't worried about it because I ain't carrying a damn gun. So I don't pay attention to the signs. Uh, but yeah, like I was saying, so yeah, I'm going to be busy next weekend. I don't know. I might set a camera up and make some sort of video out of this myself. Might as well. Um, we'll see. Something new for me to be interviewed, and not by law enforcement either. So it's first for me. Um, see how it all works out. See how it works. Maybe I'll get some more subscribers, and maybe it'll help the channel out more than not. But it's kind of when I started fooling with the shorts. Okay, I'd make a condensed video reviewing a gun, say anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. And I'll talk about this old mil surplus gun, some of the basic features, a little bit about the history, look at the whole thing all the way around. And I put one of them up, and like I said, I get about 300 to 400 views, which is on average, that's about what I get from the demographics of the people that follow my channel. When I talk about reloading shortages and supplies, I get a lot more views. When I do gun show reviews, I get a lot more views on those videos. People are basically looking for current information, not so much as a reference to an old weapon. But when I take, say, that gun out, same gun that I made the 8-minute video, and I make a short or just manipulate or just really quickly, 60 seconds to looking at it and talking about it, I'll get 4,000 views. I don't think, even though they're monetized, I don't think they make any money because I don't think anybody clicks on the damn ads or anything. Most of the shorts I watch, there might be an ad or something in there, but I don't click on nothing. But yeah, I get all these views. And it kind of helps demographics on the channel in a way. I guess, like YouTube likes it if more people are coming there and they don't like the gun reason, but they like some of the stuff like they make for children or something, or I guess there are a lot of automotive channels where they help people with problems to get their car fixed. And these people get a ton of subscribers. I guess they make more from AdSense because whatever. See, I don't control how these advertisements or what the hell I advertise. Okay, they could be advertising like the best year I made is when I still could put the 80% videos up. Those things got a lot of hits. Okay, a lot. And of course, what they did, which I'm hoping they'll do again, but I doubt it, is I don't have control of what my ads are, but they put Biden campaign ads on all of my videos. And I was saying something, to where I was knocking him as a political candidate, and these people come back on, why the hell are you getting bombarded with Biden advertisements? Well, it made me some money. And I didn't have to do nothing. I mean, that was the largest amount of money I brought in from running ads on a damn um, videos, and they plastered all mine with them, which I ain't gonna argue about. I mean, it aggravated people. Everyone was complaining at the ads. Well, YouTube makes it very convenient. If you pay them a fee every month, they can make the ads go away. You know, so this is worse than dealing with Cosa Nostra here. Okay, they do something to aggravate you. You want it to stop, you got to pay them even more money. Okay, this is craziness. But that's kind of how I survived. You know, and it's until they shut me down, whatever hell that comes. And I am going to put up another video here in a couple of days about this recent college protest stuff. There'll be a leader, and then it'll go into Rumble. And the last one I did, talking about the war in Europe, went pretty well. A lot of people come in there, a lot of people put a lot of comments. And, you know, I finally did get to sit, talk to the family, hear exactly what is going on there. And it's not good. Okay. And now you fellas are talking about, you know, the shortage of gunpowder, and we're not going to be able to get it. Okay, this throws my whole channel off, because what I was intended on doing is doing some reloading projects. I still will. I'll do the ones I can, but at a certain point, I'm going to have to stop, because I can't afford to go get the powder and do this stuff. And I have to look at what I have and what I'm going to have for my own personal needs. But it is becoming difficult. And the thing is, though, if you do, you know, I didn't pay attention to this, but if you do go and get the emails from like SG Ammo and all these other major places that sell you ammo through the mail, they're lowering their prices. They're knocking like $20, $30 off the case of 1,000 rounds of 9, because they're drowning in it, especially the foreign-made ones. Okay, they're drowning in this. It's not moving. The ammo's not moving, and they got a warehouse full of it. They're not selling it, so they're cutting it down to where whatever profit they're making is really low. I've been seeing Pew Pew channels saying, well, it's true, the price went up. I bought, you know, I thought I was going out on a limb and overextending myself, but I got 2 8-pound kegs of powder, and I believe I got them. Yeah, it was 3 something. Okay. It was in the high 3s. And that was like right in January, and it was the last 2 that I found on one of the reloading sites. I just said, you know what, the hell with it. Got my credit card out and just went all in. All right. Stuff sold out. It is IMR powder. Stuff sold out. And I needed another number, because I was going to, when I'm working with the Austrian guns, that's the powder I use, IMR powder. I'm looking at the 8-pounder I got, because I do use it a lot. And I'd say 50% of it was gone, if not a little more. I said, well, let me grab another one. That's the one. And we're talking a month, 4 weeks, 6 weeks later. That was for the 8 pounds in excess. It was close to $450. Okay. So if you looked at a month before, if I bought them 2 of them, you know, that would be $800 some, almost $1,000 to get 2 of them kegs. And yes, the price, and I'm talking it goes up rapidly. I'm not talking, well, you got it here, and then when it ran out, you waited 6 months or something for the next shipment, and it's up. This stuff, I don't know if they're raising the damn price every 2 weeks or something. Okay, it's insane. It is a crisis level. Yeah, people are talking about making their own black powder and that. When I used to buy it, I buy a case of the damn stuff from the one wholesaler, and I dropped $300, and I got it stored, and I got enough. I haven't brought the black powder guns out yet, and that's something people requested when I did the video asking, "Hey, what do you want to see videos?" And about 50% of the people said the older black powder, cap and ball, Civil War style guns. They want to see that. There's a bunch of my subscribers that like that more than anything because they are fun. And it used to be when things got crazy with ammo and gun laws. That's where I kind of got into it years and years ago because they were inexpensive and they're just fun to shoot. Yeah, it takes more time to go out and shoot with them. They're a pain in the ass to clean. But, now if it's a nice day, I get out there in the morning, I'll pre-charge some loads and go out and get 3, 4 cylinders out of them, shoot them a little bit and then head home. So yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm looking at it now, I still got a good supply of black powder and still some caps. Those things became available again. I should have went and bought, because what I did is I bought them 1,000 in a carton, musket caps, 10s and 11s. And actually, in 1 year I was doing all that work with them. I kind of put a dent in them damn caps. I still haven't reviewed what I got left. I was getting nervous because I would buy one pistol and go through and shoot it, and then another one. And I still got the little 31 caliber that I haven't even shot yet, but I think I couldn't find any round balls that size. They were sold out everywhere. I think I found them. I remember somebody gave me a bag of them in a box of stuff, and I put them aside because I didn't have nothing in 31 caliber, and I found them cleaning out the garage this spring. So I might just go and get some 4F. I forget what it is, something like a charge of 10 grains, 12 grains of 4F or something. You using them little suckers and go and just ram the lead balls down, put a little boar butter or something on that mouth, call it a day, get out and shoot it. I may go in spring and get the little miniature Colt bullets that, what's his name there makes. I forget that guy's name there. Air's Gone bullet molds. I think that's the only one I don't have. I got all the rest of the molds he makes, and they're great, man. Once you get lead that ain't contaminated, it casts a damn good bullet, and they work well in them little revolvers, or all the revolvers, all the different types. I even got the one for the sharps, which reminds me, I bought that damn carbine. I was starting to make some sort of a cartridge for it. And that's when they said to use the linen, and because linen will burn, where cotton, paper, all this other stuff. So I've been meaning to get out and make some of those. See if I can get that carbine, and then I'll put the same thing. If that works, I'll put it in that sporting rifle I got. And that thing, you put the full charge in there. That's impressive. Well, all right, gentlemen. Been a little over an hour. I want to get to work. And like I said, you might not see me go live for a few weeks. Like I said, got some stuff coming up. Got that other surgery, which is going to be unpleasant. I won't be able really to talk for a couple weeks till the swelling goes down after they dig under my gums and grind into my jaws and shit and everything. So that's another fucking unpleasant thing. Um, so that's how that's going to go. So stay tuned. I don't know when I find out when the interview and when this fella's going to get around to putting it up on his channel. I'll put a notice on my channel, probably a link to the interview, and that way you guys can all tune in and see it, or just keep an eye on his channel. It's pretty active, and he covers a lot of mill surplus stuff. So, if you haven't heard of the Battlefield Curator, you will here in a few weeks. All right, guys, have a great Sunday and take it easy. I'll see you fellas later.